Alright folks, hello. We are on episode 4 of Tales of the Jedi. This one's called Sith Lord. I am super interested. I love how they're denoting the time passing by his beard length. I love it. Just slowly got to a certain age and it was like, yeah, a little bit more, a little bit more. Hey man, we all love a pointy beard. Oh, a sneak thief. What are you after, boy? What are you after, Dooku? Ah, Cypher Deer. So, okay, is he turned already?
Camino, location
turning.
deleted.
Right. Okay, so he's enacting the plan. I don't think he's turned already, right? But he is putting into place things for future.
What's causing all the excitement, Master Jocasta?
Your apprentice?
Qui-Gon?
Yes. It would seem he has encountered a Sith Lord.
Oh, okay.
Tatooine?
Ah. Oh, so this is episode 1, right? So it's Darth Maul. They're in Tatooine. Okay, thank you for the timeline confirmation. Oh, awesome. So what, I was going to say, oh, great that we're getting more Qui-Gon, but I feel like we're perhaps going to see the effect of Qui-Gon's death on Dooku. Let's see. The final straw, perhaps.
And always had such an active imagination.
A quality valued less and less in these great halls.
Ain't that the truth? Again, this conversation between individuality and thinking for oneself against the ideas of the Jedi code. Oh, hello. No, maybe we are getting a little bit more Qui-Gon. Yaddle!
Qui-Gon.
Master.
Oh, I love when they do this. I love when they do this and they give you just a little bit. They did this in season 7 of the Clone Wars where you just saw little events happening within the films that we know. I love that. I don't know why. I do.
Tell me about this mysterious attacker.
Please do.
And you believe it was a Sith Lord?
I gather the Council was not eager to validate that conclusion. No?
There's no reason to cause undue alarm.
Really?
But the wisdom of the Council is to be cautious until we know more.
Yawn.
The Sith Lord is not to be trifled with.
Oh.
Obi-Wan fills that role now.
I should like to meet him someday.
Oh! Don't hit me in the feels. I don't need this. Oh, I love the little callbacks though. When he's got later on in episode 2, he's got Obi-Wan in the force field and he's like, I would have liked to meet you. Qui-Gon always spoke about you very well and all this stuff. And oh man, I just want everyone to get along. We all get along. That's it. That's number 1. Okay, guys, let's just get along.
They grow up so fast.
Oh. Qui-Gon's death was really a big blow to him. I mean, obviously, but I mean, just in a sense of his last tie, I guess, to the Jedi Order and perhaps the warmth, any warmth that he felt for the Jedi Order. Oh, is this after the death, maybe, of Qui-Gon?
I used to bring Qui-Gon here.
Yeah.
He was fascinated with this tree. Being born here on Coruscant, he knew nothing like it.
Oh, this is so sad.
You hold them accountable.
If they'd have listened and taken the threat more seriously. But yeah, it's so interesting how Qui-Gon is this kind of such an important character. His death and who he was and everything that happened to him and his absence from this universe, this story, essentially assures the story that we know. That's kind of almost where it came from and why things happened the way they did. This is so cool. I love that this show is given this opportunity to tell this story. Interesting. I wanted to say like, oh, she's making sure he's okay, but is she following him? Is she keeping tabs on him? I wonder. Maybe a bit of both. Maybe more so the empathetic route, but maybe with a little bit of a thought to just keep a weather watch on the almost rogue Jedi. Ooh. Okay, so he has met.
Gone too far.
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, interesting.
You allowed Maul to kill him.
I honestly didn't know how much Dooku knew. Is it written down anywhere? Is it current canon? Maybe I just hadn't read it. I think I'd always assumed in episode 1 he was kind of turning, right? But I didn't know how much of a hand he had in Qui-Gon's death, or at least knowledge. And I guess by seeing that he had no knowledge, but he knows who's responsible, and he knew who Maul was too. Interesting.
You lost an apprentice and so did I.
Oh, well, that's fine then.
In service of our greater goals.
You need to work on your bedside manner, son. Come on, Palpy.
Could have been a powerful ally.
For you, perhaps.
You question.
Yeah, Palpy's a schemer.
I have betrayed everyone and everything I know.
No.
How many have died because of my actions?
Yeah, it's funny that at this point we're getting him questioning this path that he's on. That's nice to see. I think, you know, when we see him in episode 2 as the Dooku that we see him there and the Dooku that we see in the Clone Wars, very different Dooku, I think, to the one we see here, who is, I think, probably still quite early on this path, very early on this path, I think. Still almost testing it out. Not testing it out, I think that's not giving him enough credit, but he's questioning, you know, which I think is very, very, very Dooku. He questions. He's an individual at the end of the day, right? You know, that's why he turned against the Jedi Order. And it's nice to see that this change of faction wasn't necessarily easy.
No. This ends here.
Well, damn.
I have been betrayed.
No.
You schemer.
Whatever your crimes are, help me now.
You know.
That does not matter.
Oh.
Whatever lies he's told you, whatever you have done,
It's lovely that we're seeing
make up
this.
for it now by bringing him to justice.
Yeah, this Dooku in the center, the dark side, the light side.
The Jedi blindly serve a corrupt Senate that fails the Republic it represents.
Yeah,
You want to prove your loyalty?
damn.
Kill her.
This is probably a very defining moment for him.
I'm afraid.
I know you are.
Oh, bless her.
I'm afraid it is too late.
Damn. Yeah, well, I say that. Of course, that was going to be the way it went. Man, this is sad. But I completely understand it, right? Because it's like, it's funny. Whichever side Dooku's on, he knows people are going to die, right? He's been on the good side, people die. He's been on this side, and people have died. You know, as a result of his actions, the Jedi's actions, the Sith's actions, right? I can absolutely understand in that situation and with those experiences, you would be in a place of like, well, whatever I do, people die. Which path gets me to the end with a better overall solution that means that we all live better, we all have a better system of government or whatever it might be. And, you know, that end goal is something to strive for and be achieved. And I guess to Dooku's mind, the Jedi are on this kind of bullish, obstinate path that they're on. And I could absolutely understand why he doesn't believe that traveling along that path would ever present an end that meant good things for either him or, you know, the people of the galaxy, right? And I guess, you know, this is him trying something else. Again, like I say, from his personal experience, from what he's lived through and seen of the playing field that he's dealing with, I completely get why he would see the death of a lot of people as, well, that's going to happen whichever choice I choose. I'm going to get on the path that I see as actually achieving a goal, as opposed to the Jedi, who are so obstinate that they will never get there. You know what I mean? It's so compelling. Yeah, like I say, I think this is a very defining moment for him in choosing which path he's on, because I think he still is questioning. Poor Yaddle as well. Oh, the music.
On your side, Dooku.
Oh, and she's still fighting for him. That's lovely. Painful as well.
I stepped down from my position on the council.
Oh, did she?
You were right about so many things. The council should have listened.
Oh, wow.
Qui-Gon did not have to die.
Oh, wow. I don't think we actually know how Yaddle went out, right? Because I think between episode 1 and episode 2, she just disappears. So perhaps that was maybe Filoni just incorporating that into the greater story, the greater canon. But damn, no, she's seriously kind of on his side here. That's so tragic. Palpatine, you swine. Oh, also reminiscent of Yoda Dooku.
Running back to your council.
It is you who has run, Dooku.
Oh, the music. That's so beautiful, man. Oh. Oh. Oh, that's brutal.
You have done well, my apprentice.
Oh, reminiscent of Anakin Palpatine there as well. On his
Rise,
knees. Rise. Yeah.
my
Oh. Hello. Yes. Come on, Yaddle. I know that this doesn't end well for her, but... Oh, like a little smiley face as well. And then she just gives up and it just goes... Oh, well, I wasn't that wrong, was I? Oh man, the music, the crescendo. God, what a beautiful episode. I swear, honestly, this show has kind of more persuasively shown the fall of Dooku than it did, than the prequels did Anakin. I love the prequels, by the way.
I want only to bring peace and order to the galaxy.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, this is kind of his first, maybe, truly dark act. Ooh, and is that music a little bit of what we see? Tones, at least, from episode 3 when Anakin is deciding whether to go to Palpatine's office. The music that ushers in this decision. And I think that's what we've seen here, this decision being made. Oh, what a beautiful episode. That's my favourite one so far. Yeah, what a beautiful show, man. I think something that this show's doing so well is encapsulating what is so focally Star Wars, you know, and at the core of everything Star Wars, I feel like, is this fight between good and evil, between light and dark. That's always the key conflict. And I do feel like we're getting such an interesting, intriguing kind of delving into this light versus dark, and how, you know, the light can succumb to the dark, right, in Dooku, and how it is understandable. And perhaps this is the thing, I think, you know, the influence on Dooku in Palpatine is what sullied Dooku's morals and Dooku's path, truthfully. I think Palpatine has his own agenda, right? Whereas Dooku is very much on this path for very different goals, very kind of almost pure goals, right? But I do think this is very much a key decision in Dooku's fall, because like I said, just before this happened, you have him questioning. Just before this, you have him questioning Palpatine. It's like, did you have to do that? Why did you do that? You see Dooku questioning the amount of people that have died, and you kind of feel like he's questioning this path that he's on, that he's chosen for himself. And then Yaddle almost forces his hand, because he has to deal with it, or she'll go back to the Jedi Order, and then whatever path he's on, he won't have the freedom to choose or pursue it. Right, if she gets back and tells people. It's kind of painfully tragic how she does force his hand, and obviously, you know, we all saw it coming because we all know where Dooku goes, but it's still painful. And God, the music in this episode was absolutely magnifique just throughout. But I'd harken back to the end and the notes that I feel like I heard in regard to Anakin's fall and his decision, and the music that plays in episode 3 when he's going essentially to make the decision that turns him to more fully to Darth Vader and to Palpatine's side. And I think inherent in that music is this decision. And I think there we see this decision that Dooku has made. And that was just such a beautiful choice of music for that as well. So anyway, I think I've talked most in this particular episode. Like I say, my favourite one so far. So yeah, thank you for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, please do have a look down there and see if the subscribe button's clicked. If it isn't, have a look. I'll wait, don't worry about it. You done it, or no? Well, whatever. Anyway, let's move on. Thank you to my patrons who are eternally supporting me. Well, that's not true. They could also cancel. That's Tyler. Oh my God, why are you going down this route? Thank you to my patrons. Thank you to you guys as well. Let's see this one off right there. So yeah, I'll see you next time, mate.